Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to Chop Talk. I am your co-host, the tired Andre C. Right over here, my co-host, the tired princess herself. It's Melball. How you doing, Melball?
She's tired.
Mm-hmm.
Holy heck, she's tired. Ugh, it was a crazy day
Yeah,
yesterday.
yeah. It was
It's
a
my birth.
birthday.
Oh, go ahead.
No, it's
Go
your
ahead.
birthday.
It was my birthday. We got to see not one but two shows. The eve of my birthday, we got the show we're about to talk about. The next day, my actual birthday, we got another show, which we will do another Chalk Talk on, because it had a lot of awesome shit happening too.
Mm-hmm.
But we decided that we were going to stay up and watch Zootopia because that's what I was accidentally calling Wolfboy and Goose for the last little Zoo World Order.
Yeah.
And
So
then,
yeah, we ended up coming back. We watched the main event of this morning's Stardom show or last night's Stardom
yeah,
show, whatever you want to call it. And then we watched Zootopia and I fell asleep. And then I woke up after 2 hours and I had a weird point of I could not fall asleep again. So I went home.
I mean, story of my life in this place.
Yeah.
We still had a fun night because you know why? Tacos and tequila, tacos and tequila, tacos and tequila, and a little marijuana.
I
It's
didn't
good
have
times.
I only had one shot of tequila when we got back, and then that was
You
it. And
still
then
had it.
like 4 or 5 hours later, I was like, yeah, I guess I can go home now.
I mean, to be fair, you didn't have a ton of it,
Oh,
but it
just
was
one
the good
shot.
stuff. We had the rocks, terramana,
Ramana.
delicioso.
It was.
Mhm, mhm.
It
We're not
was.
here to talk about tequila, though.
We can. This can become chopped tequila or tequila
I mean,
talk.
isn't LPW's sponsor Alley Cat?
Alley Cat Brewery, yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
we can talk about them, but I don't like beer.
Yeah.
Sorry.
I'm not a big beer guy either. It's very few craft beers I'm actually into, but otherwise I don't care for any beer. Yeah, but we're not here to talk about beer and booze and marijuana and tacos and all that other stuff. We're here to talk
Mhm,
some professional wrestling. Some
mhm.
professional wrestling. And before we get into
Wrestling.
that, I want to thank each and every one of you guys for joining us here. Thank you so much for tuning in, whether it's on Andre Melball Wrestling Talk or it's on Backbreaker Videos. Thank you so much for joining us here. Please like the video, subscribe to the channel, comment down below. Don't forget to hit the share us out to all your friends, family, and other people. I'm too tired to come up with something creative today. And don't forget to hit the notification bell so you'll be alerted every time we drop a new video.
Ding dong. Oh, that was a. Hold on. Ding dong.
Ding dong.
I don't know why my voice. Oh, well, my voice failed because we had 2 nights of wrestling, tacos and tequila,
Hmm.
and a little marijuana. Wow. I destroyed my throat, my voice, my lungs this weekend.
Ding dong.
Worth it.
Yeah.
Worth it.
We're gonna get in there and talk some professional wrestling. It's
Wrestling.
LPW 26, the Clothesline, taking place on Friday, May 31st. That's my brain just forgot the date.
Oh, I'm going to be assisting a lot this episode. I don't know how confident I am in that.
Yeah, me either. Yeah, I don't know how confident I mean, like, I don't know how confident I am in myself today. The thing I take notes.
Yay.
So before we get to that, we kicked the show off with Spencer as we do, and then out comes
Hmm.
Lira, and they decide to say they paid Assassino to stay home. So he to take him out of his tag match. They're paying Dean Richter to replace them in the Scramble match so that they can be in a tag match against uh, Zoo World Order.
Hmm.
Yeah. Okay promo. Not the best promo I've seen from Shiek, but it was okay.
Yeah. Considering the things that we've seen from him in the past, this was definitely what I would consider one of the lower rated things that he's did. Just
Hmm.
because, like, I don't know if it's a nerves thing or what, because I noticed he has done this quite consistently throughout his career. The mic, it just seems to be on a selfie stick for him. and it keeps going away from the mouth and close. And he also kind of was speaking a little quietly. He speaks louder when he wrestles, when he's yelling at us and heckling us, but it was almost like he was whispering into the microphone,
Mm.
which
Yeah. So Dane Richter came out with them saying they were paying him $250 to wrestle in their place, but then he said you double it, and they did. They accepted. So Richter's getting paid by Spencer or LPW to show up and wrestle. Let's make an extra $500 from Lira to take their place. So yeah,
I mean, and win for us. We get to see Dean Richter
yeah, yeah. We're supposed to
in
get him in a tag
the
match.
gear
Yeah.
I preferred of the weekend. In the RCW show the next night, he wore his like Speed Racer gear, and I was not
Oh,
a fan.
I love his Vegeta gear. Come on,
It's Speed Racer. No,
Vegeta. Come on,
I don't even know who that is.
Dragon Ball Z.
Fujita, Koze Fujita. That doesn't look like
No,
Fujita at all.
the Vegeta from Dragon Ball Z.
Mm, that's all kinds of just derp derp that I just didn't understand.
So here's my edited picture crossing out two people.
Okay, I
Uh,
love it. I love it. It
you
works.
get ready for the match with Duo Lordo. You're gonna love how I edited that one.
Oh no. Take us into it,
LBW
my friend.
LBW Scramble Championship match. You have Dean Richter versus Eli Surge versus Beef Boy Elliot Tyler versus the debuting Mad Max Benson versus the champion T.Y. Jackson. Benson ends up pile driving Beef Boy when he tries to put a tinfoil hat on his head.
Mhm.
Eli just like screws up TY's perception of reality by putting a tinfoil hat on his head. Um, at
He
one
got
point,
lost in the cosmos, that one.
Eli got the
He got the dingle dangle. He
yeah,
got the dingle dangle. I was so
he did.
stoked. We
Yeah,
saw a couple dingle dangles this weekend, didn't we?
I don't remember, but I know he dingle dangled him and like was like hitting his head into the corner turnbuckle. Oh, it was so good.
Yeah. It was a little bit of a struggle, but it worked. It worked. I loved it. I thought it was funny. It wasn't like Teets and what was his name?
Oh, his CMLL partner. I'm not sure.
Although, the language, we could suggest that we probably could have gotten away with that.
Mm. Dean gets a very nice later in the match. Dean gets a very nice wheelbarrow face bust, half Nelson wheelbarrow face buster to Mad Max. There, Shote by Eli at one point into the TKO by Beef to TY. And then they both try to pin TY, but Ben says, "Hey, no double pins." And they would try this a couple more times, and they wouldn't
Mhm.
do, and he wouldn't count the double pins. It's a great five-way Tower of Doom. Yeah, it's Dean and Eli power bombing Max and Ty, who end up superplexing Beef Boy off the top. Uh,
Mhm.
yeah, Eli gets a beautiful flatliner to Ty, but Dean breaks up the pin. End of this match comes. Dean ends up pulling Eli out. Low bridges Beef Boy over the top. Then Ty super kicks Dean off the apron. He follows it up with the disaster kick to Mad Max and hits the Swanton for the win.
Also, worth mentioning, Eli was just crawling, just reaching within inches of breaking up that pin, was just not close enough, not quick enough on the breakup there. He's been chasing that title quite a bit.
Mm-hmm.
Keep going, man. We'll get you there eventually.
No,
Um,
no.
also worth mentioning at the beginning there, Beefy, not his perception of reality coming into the match, not so bueno. Gotten on the outside and was asking Surge to tag him in. Um, Adorable. I love it. Love seeing Beefy and Surge. I love seeing them work together. I was hoping for another Bigfoot sighting.
Mm,
No Bigfoot this time, but
no.
we got to see TY stare into the cosmos.
Yeah,
Oh, the things he must have seen. Um,
yeah.
yeah, I don't have a whole ton to add to this. These are my favorite matches at these shows. I look forward to these scramble matches because everybody in these matches knows exactly what they're doing. They know exactly where to be. Everything that happens in these matches makes sense. I love it. What a way to open the show.
Yeah. So we move on to a tag team match.
Mm-hmm.
A tag team match. I don't know why I'm saying it like
Why'd you
that.
go deep south on us there?
I don't know why I'm doing that. Michael Allen, Richard Clark, and Jared Rogers taking on 7.
Mhm.
Michael and Richard Clark gets TY or not TY, Pride and Mars stacked, and then Thad tries to distract him. Then he gets Thad in the ring and slams Thad on top, and he does push-ups on top of all 3 men. It was great.
Mhm.
Um,
He was kind of throwing his neck a little bit, though. Looked a
yeah.
little awkward, but still impressive.
Oh yeah. Yeah. I'm just gonna go over a couple highlights here. Big
Mhm.
power slam by Michael and Richard Clark, but Pride tries to stomp, but he ends up stomping his partner. And then yeah, just that beautiful, like you just how fast he dodged and he stomped Mars. It was just like, oh damn.
Mhm.
Um, uh, Thad tries to like bribe Michael Richard Clark at one point. It was great. Oh yeah, sorry, that's
Yeah,
where he was where he ended up
we
does
set him up.
the triple push-ups there. Yeah, that's where the triple
Mhm.
push-ups happen. And it was just, oh god, I love it. But it was fake money. It wasn't even real money. It was fake money. He was trying to bribe. It was Thad bucks, not even real dollars. It was Thad bucks.
Oh, worthless
Ugh.
currency it is.
Yeah. Rogers hits the Moonlight Drive, which is the old John Morrison finisher from when he was in early on in WWE. Um, it was like a 3/4 face buster thing. Yeah, where he would flip over while holding him like he had his head like this
Mhm.
and you do a front
Mhm.
flip. Yeah, he did that. Pride ends up super kicks Michael on Richard Clark, but Rogers gets a lung blower to Pride. Mars scores the running knee to Rogers for 2, then gets a moonsault, but Pride tags in as he was doing the moonsault, and Mars was not happy when he was going for the pin. Rogers ends up sending Mars into Pride, tags out to Michael Allen Richard Clark, who hits the flying lariat to Pride, then hits a BME to Mars. Michael Allen Richard Clark then hits that Death Valley driver or the off the shoulder twisting slam uh,
Mhm.
to Pride, and he gets the win.
Mhm.
Yeah,
Mhm.
yeah.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. See, yeah. Um, this is the story of the dissolution. Is that the right word? Is Am I saying that right?
The dissolution. Yeah.
Dissolving, dissolution. The dissolution of Seven has been a very interesting story, one that we have been very fixated on for the last couple of months, especially with the glue missing.
Mm-hmm.
Where's TJ? I
Whoever
mean, that
thought
cannot fix this with money.
whoever thought that man would be the glue for something.
I mean, and we weren't the only ones asking at the end of the match. I mean, there was we'll talk about that in a minute, but we could see we've seen cracks forming in the foundation of Seven for quite a while now. We've seen Jack come out instead of Pride. We've seen Pride end up battling his way back out in those. Um, Tonight was all Pride, figuratively and literally. Man, was he was a little mean to Mars, I would say. And Mars has just been doing his diddly best. Give him a break. He's the only one in the faction with a championship right now, just saying.
Mm-hmm.
Then again, you could arguably say that the only reason that Mars is the only one with a championship in the faction is because of Mars. He was the one who took the pin that cost Jack Pride the Scramble Championship to TY. So,
Yeah, but
maybe Mars is the problem.
Pride should have been there to stop that pin.
It's
Oh,
true. It's true.
Pride's
He
fault
was
in the end.
climbing it. Mars also could have not fallen down and gone boom. Tomato, tomato. Um, yeah, the kind of bickering throughout the match was very kind of interesting, especially with Thaddeus trying to kind of keep everybody together. Um, Pairing for me but clearly cohesive pairing with Michael Allen, Richard Clark, and Jared Rogers. That head flip thing that he does, Jared Rogers, where he just comes over and flips off the top of his head. I mean, it's probably not going to help the bald spot, but man, does it look super impressive. I really like when he does it. I hope he starts doing some more things in combination with it. Like,
Mm-hmm.
watch some lucha stuff, see what they do with it, and try some stuff. Because I think he could actually do some really cool, interesting things with it, like feed it to a really good lariat or something. Like, he can figure something out. He's creative enough. Yeah, I this was a really great in-ring match, but for me, this one was more about the story, which I was very, very much into. Take us into what happened after the match.
Yeah, so Pride saying the way Mars is doing everything is wrong. Mars is the reason everything's falling apart. Says Mars needs 7. Mars then gets the mic, yells no, but then Thad takes the mic away from him almost immediately. And then Thad calls Pride a star and is giving lavishing with compliments, saying he needs to go for the
Mhm.
top gold. And then very condescendingly says, Mars, you have that clandestine title, and that's good. That's good enough for you. Like, in a very shitty kind of way. And he says, next month, 7 will win gold.
Mhm.
And they end up all leaving together. But Mars
It's
just,
reluctant.
yeah.
Mhm. Mhm. It's very interesting. It's very, very interesting because, like, if we know from the some of the Thursday show results, Pride has been kind of like on a bit of a losing streak right now, and this is not helping. And I said the same thing with RCW when Son of Irish took that loss to Christian Star and then suddenly challenged for a championship. Kind of go like, what did you do to earn that? We've been
Mm.
seeing Mars kill it in his singles matches, and taking up some pretty important wins, and like obviously championship win right there. Pride hasn't been pulling his own weight in his own faction right now. It's very interesting story to kind of see evolve. But where is TJ Cannon? Where's the glue? Where's the glue that's holding this faction together? We weren't the only ones asking. Our table was immediately asking. There was
But
a number of people on the other side of the room and a couple up in the balcony. We want TJ. Where is TJ? And it really did feel like they were setting up for him to kind of make a comeback in and kind of, be that savior, if you will. Um, and kind of, come in and, put everything back together, make sure the pieces go where they need to be. So yeah, I kind of was a little disappointed that we didn't see that and that they all kind of left a little reluctantly, but it does set up for next month to see what it is that they're going to do. Are they going to try to pull things together and really power through and then we see the reinvigoration of 7, or are they going to dissolve a little bit and we start to see more and more fractures? And how long until we see Pride challenging Mars for that title? I guess we'll have to wait and see.
yeah, it's very possible because, like, by the end of the show, we knew the top 2 title matches for the Challenge Championship and for the Heavyweight Championship, and Pride is in neither of those matches. So, what
Mhm.
top gold is he going after right now? Is it Mars's the top title from the CWS, or what is it? That's the question.
I mean, isn't that the only other singles title?
Other than the Scramble title, there's no other singles belt, but he's already had it. So does he want to go back to that? That's the question.
It, the Scramble belt really did seem to suit Pride for his overall look and aesthetic. But I mean, the only other title would be the tag titles.
I don't see that
You,
being a success for 7 though.
I don't either.
Hmm.
I don't either. I see that being well, unless they play the reluctant partner angle. Arguably, these are the two most charismatic people in the company to actually do it
Yeah, it's very
and offer a
possible.
really good rate.
Yeah.
I'm interested. It's an interesting and engaging story for me for this company.
Oh yeah.
Mhm.
We move on. Third match of the show. It is the Thickness Reid Matthews versus my trainer Rich King. Thickness outpowering King early on. Thick with a lightning and this is as I heard Dash say it, a lightning thick drop kick to Rich King.
I did hear that as well.
Rich at one point gets a final beat DDT in the Falcon Arrow, but only gets two. He ends up dodging a punch, hits that beautiful Shawn Michaels style teardrop suplex, but only gets a two. Huge running knee to the head by Thickness, but he only gets two. Thickness hits a frog splash off the top at one point, but Rich kicks out of that 2.9999. Like how he got up from being crushed like that, I don't understand. Rich does the hop up into a Rana, but he gets stopped, and Thickness power bombs him off the top, but again, Rich kicks out at that 2.999994. It's crazy. I gotta do math craziness for you. The end of this match comes because math is fun. The end of this match comes. Rich hits La Mystica into the Fujiwara Rumper into a crucifix stretch, but Thickness ends up standing up and twisting Rich and hitting a Blue Thunder buckle bomb and follows it up with his down with the Thickness. And Thickness is your winner.
Mm-hmm. This was a great match. This is a great power match. Big fan of Thickness. The violence angle is really, really fun and interesting angle for him. I feel like we're finally starting to see who Reid Matthews is. He's really establishing a name for himself, but also a niche of who he wants to be kind of perceived by or perceived as. Rich King is always such a privilege to watch. And to answer your question, how did he kick out after Thick falling on him? He had practice the weekend before when Barricade fell on him.
Yeah, but he lost. He didn't kick out after that.
I know. And Thickness is not Barricade. So he had practice. He got the feel of what it was with the Barricade. And maybe that was what he did. I can only imagine what it would look like trying to practice kickouts from having a large bag of weights or something on your chest at the gym. That'd be weird. Wouldn't be the weirdest thing that I have done at the gym, though. Yeah, this was a really, really fun. Don't ask. This was a fun power match. The result sadly doesn't surprise me. Thickness is on a roll right now. I am finding it a little interesting what's going on with him and his what would I call her in this situation? His employer? I don't know, his confidant, his fun time gal. Zoe came out with him initially for this, didn't she? And then left.
That's what she usually does. She comes out with him, and then she goes to the back once he makes his way into the ring. Usually.
Yeah. So she did that for him, or something different happened for her match entirely, which we'll discuss when we get there. But yeah, otherwise, I thought this was a really, really fun match. Great power match. Shows off both these guys' skills and ability. Also gives us arguably the best theme song in LPW, which is yes.
Rich King's baby. He is. Yeah, we did it. And we'll talk about the Rads and Tip touching on when we talk about the Saturday RCW show.
Yes, we will, yeah.
That comes out in a couple days. The next show up is going to be an NJPW Best of Super Juniors review. We'll talk about them some more then.
Yeah, we had a big chunk of the horde out for that one. That was fun.
We did. So we move on to the fourth match of the show.
I love it though. What is that? Dean's body?
It's Shiek's head on Assassino's body and Berat's head on Dean's body.
I want to say they've never looked better, but I can't even lie. Come on now. You know what? At first glance, though, you can't really tell. I'm not. Well, except for Shiek's head is a little. Good job, man. Good job. I appreciate your hard work and dedication to the channel.
Try my best.
Oh, Lord have mercy.
And then Goose is just regular pictures. He looks so goosey, like more instead of goofy, he's goosey. But it's goofy in a good way. Like it's a good kind of goofy in the way he smiles there.
Yeah. Oh, I love these two guys, though, handing out noisemakers to the crowd.
Oh,
Mine's in my
I left
personal.
I left mine in my room. Crap! I meant to have it on here and go "Meow" into the mic, but I don't. I don't think I should do
That would
that.
be just rude. We annoyed the hell out of a lot of people with that thing, especially mine. It didn't work.
Not until you rip the thing off and then it started
Yeah,
working.
not until I ripped it off, but when I was blowing it before, it would just make this high pitched beep.
Maybe you weren't blowing hard enough.
Bruh. I can't even. I'm not even going to because it would just be inappropriate. Tell us about the match. The match. You know what? While Andre's dying, I'll tell you about the noisemakers that Andreas forgot about and was asking me halfway through the match, what's that noise? Go on a side quest, my guy.
Oh, he needs to get out of level 1. He really does.
We need to allocate some skill points.
Yeah. So we get Lira, Berat, Gorani, and Shiek. Berat Richter and Shiek Assassino.
Gotcha.
Taking on the Zoo World Order of the Canadian Goose, Kyle Shaw, and Wolfboy, Will Mantla. Berat stops the rope block, rope block head scissors by Wolfboy into this beautiful flatliner for 2. Berat catches Will on the lope on the floor, on the lope, and then he just on the floor, and then as Goose is going for the dive, he just tosses Wolfboy into Goose going for a dive. It was really good.
Yeah.
Shiek hits a slam and he puts on Goose's feathers and hits the Eddie Guerrero senton. Shiek misses a moonsault though. It looked kind of painful to land.
Yeah.
So Wolfboy hits the tornado DDT, or as Andreas called it, slice bread number 2, which he was wrong about. Then hits a springboard leg drop on Berat for 2. Goose pulls bionic wings to everybody. Gets a honk bottom. He then pulls out Mr. Ducko and applies the mandible claw, and he gets a pin for 2. Shiek taking out both members of the Zoo World Order. Uranagi's Goose catches Will, hits a fallaway slam. The leg lariat heart attack by Paralier for 2. ZW gets a super kick Blade Runner to Berat. Will hits a 619 to Shiek, and then they hit that 619 pile driver combo to Shiek, but Berat stops that pin. Berat then's beating up both members of ZWO, hits a clothesline from hell to Will. Then they do that Death Valley driver toss into the spine buster to Goose. Follow it up. They hit him with murder, which is their Razor's Edge blockbuster combo. To Goose, and Paralira gets the win.
And Chippendales again. They were wearing their ties. I was happy. We just need to convince B-Rat to get some sparkle boots to match Shiek. And like these two's aesthetic will be absolutely perfect. I really, really like Paralira. The tag team cohesiveness that they have is reminiscent to me of like a less rowdy God. Like they have each other's backs, but then you have the power guy in Shiek, who's Tangaloa. You know, he doesn't do the sword hammer, but that can be fixed. Very easy to do. But
Shiki
B-Rat
Loa.
then
Shiki Loa.
what?
Shiki Loa.
Shiki Loa, there you go. And then B-Rat is like Tomatonga. He's the one who does power stuff, but also has the ability to do the high flying stuff, much like Tomatonga. You're going to see Tomatonga diving more before you see Tongaloa. So, like, yeah, these guys kind of remind me of a more hinged, is that maybe the word? God, like the OG God, not the Hikaleo and ELP. Yeah. But yeah, this was fun. I love the energy and the charisma and just the ability that Zoo World Order, that I was calling Zootopia for like, what the fuck? I love the energy and the charisma and just the power over the crowd that they have. Goose just has to start going like this, and the whole crowd just starts honking. They are so over with this crowd. And Wolfboy's out. Everyone's a wooing with him. A wooing. That
But I
sounds way less.
I was say
What?
I was booing him.
Huh. Rude. Rude.
Apparently, they're my
You
boys.
heard it here, Wolfboy. Make sure you woo in his face next time.
Do it. If it's at an RCW show, I'll woo back. But if you're facing Paralira, I gotta go with my boys Paralira, man.
That's fair. That's fair. This was a really fun match. I really, really liked how solid this was. I really felt that the four of these guys just mixed together very, very well. I felt that their chemistry was really, really good. Really fun match.
Yep. We move up. So we went to intermission, then we came back, and we get it. And this I couldn't get the wide. Spencer didn't have the wide graphic online for this one, so I just went with this graphic.
I'm fine with it. Yeah.
Yeah, we got Ride or Die versus Bussy for the LPW Tag Team Championships. Crow giving his hat to Ben. Ben ends up giving it to Effy. And then Ben holding Crow back as he's trying to attack Effy for wearing his hat. It's pretty funny.
Good times.
So
way to start.
Allie Katch and Crow are line dancing at the beginning. He tries to kick her, ends up spinning him and dipping him, and then just like drops him. It's actually pretty funny. Effy in coming in two-step in with Crow. Then he drops to his knee in front of Crow, and Crow just full on hip thrusts him right in the face.
I mean, what else are you going to do in that situation, though?
Effy didn't seem to mind it too much, so.
Exactly.
There's a point where Crow calls himself a hot demon. And these are the words.
I missed that.
Yeah, well, he was yelling it at because something. I think Nathan yelled, there's something about somebody yelling a demon at him, and he yells, "I'm a hot demon," and Nathan yells at Crow. This is Nathan, the guy who was sitting beside us. Calls him a cute. He's like, you're more of a cute twink. And I broke down.
That was where that came from. Okay.
I broke down laughing.
Okay.
Crow just looked at him like, just gave him this.
Well, yeah, I think everyone did at that point because I was like, what the frick? Where did that come from?
I was like, what the hell? I'm like, okay. Jesus.
I mean, to be fair, the way that Crow kind of like his aesthetics right now, he does look far younger than what he is. It's like some people, depending on what you add to your face or take away from your face, makes you look older or younger. Sometimes a beard makes you look younger instead of older, or vice versa. The way he does look right now, he does look young. Looks quite young. This
has some great comedy. Like there's double hip thrust to the face of TFA by Bussy. It was by Bussy. It was pretty funny. Crow's gum falls out of his mouth, and Effy picks it up and starts chewing it. I'm like,
and this was where our table started singing, "Don't you put it in your mouth, don't you put it in your mouth, don't stuff it in your face." Of all the things you want to stuff in your face, is probably not one of them. But
there's a lot in this match. Like again, the back and forth throughout this was pretty darn well. The tiger bomb to Effy, almost dropping him on his head. And then TFA follows up with a sliding lariat and Crow gets a 2. Everyone's attacking each other. Effy hits a Rough Rider to both members of Ride or Die. The teams start trading strikes back and forth. And then Bussy just full on grabs Ride or Die and kisses them both. Effy gets a pedigree to Crow while Allie hits a stunner TFA. But they both get a pin, but Ride or Die both kick out. Crow hitting knees to Allie Katch, and they hit that gory flatliner combo. Ride or Die does, but Effy breaks the pin. Crow boots TFA by accident. I'm thinking, oh, it's over right here. Bussy try a double team, but Effy gets crotched. Crow hits an X Factor to Allie Katch. Crow gets a belt, but then Ben's distracted, taken away from him. This gives TFA the chance to low blow Effy, and Crow hits him with his good, bad, and the ugly spinning fisherman buster, and Crow picks up the win. So Ride or Die retain the LPW Tag Team Championships.
He does. Yeah, this was a really fun match. There's not a whole lot for me to kind of add to this. This was my second time now seeing both Effy. Well, no, this is my third time seeing Effy, sort of. I missed that one tag team or top talent match. And same with Allie Katch. I missed her that one time on.
Well, because Effy came into top talent 5 times. I only saw 4 of them because he did the month before you the month he did June. Then we missed him in August when he won the title, and then he was back for the subsequent 3 shows after. It was October, December. He was at both
So
of
I've
those.
seen him twice.
Then he dropped. Did you not come to the June show when he first debuted?
Not who he was facing, no.
He debuted in June. That was where there were some people saying less than nice things to him in the crowd.
Oh yeah, no, I was there. I was there for that. So 3.
That was the June show.
Yeah.
Then we missed August because I was at a wedding. Then we were back for October, which
I
Effy
saw
was
October.
December, where he defended the title in the 4-way. And then he dropped the title.
Yeah, that was the one. The droppage of the title was the one I didn't see.
He dropped the title in February.
I know. I'm waiting for the light bulb to flick on for a second.
Oh, yeah, I'm right. I forgot.
Yeah, so I've seen him 3 times. I've seen Allie Katch twice now.
Yeah, you're right. I'm sorry, my brain does not work.
It's okay. I was waiting for the light bulb. I knew it would come. It was a slow fizzle.
It had to warm up.
Just wait for the buffering. Yeah, this was the kind of like I haven't been watching a whole lot of the like GCW stuff, but now I'm starting to think I really do need to start watching a lot more of it because we've seen a number of people from the company coming to LPW, coming to Top Talent, coming to RCW. Like we're having a lot of these people come around here. I want to make sure I know who they are. And I feel I'll appreciate them a little bit better if I see them. So this show has kind of really sold me on spending more money every month for another subscription. So you might see something else popping up on here for me at some point.
Don't worry, I already have the Triller subscription. I'll just give you my login. She's my Triller. It gets you all the GCW that way.
Perfect. I'm gonna have less of a life, which
I know the feeling.
That's fair. Yeah, not a whole much else to add. I just hope that because we got a new grand championship, could we, pretty please, have a set of titles that doesn't look like an outdated currency in Canada?
Yeah.
That'd be great.
At least
it kind of looks funny when it's on an accountant.
Yeah, I know. I think we need new belts.
I agree.
So we move on to the longest match of the night, over 30 minutes. LPW Challenge Championship, Zoe Sackett versus Michael Richard Blais. I'm not going through this. I can't. This went over 30 minutes. And again, I am a Blazer till I die. I literally made my own shirt saying that. This match was way too long. You could see the crowd at points dying out. They were doing crazy shit during this match. Like some of the stuff outside, it lost me at a point. And I'm a guy who, and I'm taking notes, and I'm just like sitting there watching things that go on. I'm like typing, and I'm just watching, and I I know it lost Andreas. Nathan said at the end of the match Nathan, again, like me, is a huge Michael Richard Blais fan.
Mm-hmm.
It was a good match. Don't get me wrong.
Mm-hmm.
It was over 30 minutes, and you still had a main event after. I'm sorry. This was hard to sit through. And again,
And wasn't the main only half as long?
yeah, that was about half
And it
the
had a
length.
name in it.
Yeah. Like, don't get me wrong, there's some great stuff in here. Zoe, beautiful code red in the
Mm.
match. Zoe looked great, but Mike Roger Blaze, it was just him beating the piss out of her for, I would
Mhm.
say, at least 25 minutes in this match. It
Mhm.
just, it just, none of it, nothing was bad. It was too much. There was
Mhm.
too much. And like, you think they were going to go to the end, and it was like more, and it kept going. And I'm like,
Mhm.
oh, again, it lost me. It really did. And and again, if you want to check this out, if you're really into these long, drawn out matches, go to IWTV and check this out. Because
Mhm.
for those that, again, if I was at home watching this on IWTV, I think I would have enjoyed it a lot more because again, I'm at a home, a lot more comfortable setting. Where I'm in
Mhm.
a live view, and these 30+ minute matches, especially for a live crowd, can be a little bit harder to deal with. Like, I don't know. Again, it was a
Mhm.
personal feeling. Again, it's also a Friday, so a lot of people in that crowd also have been at work. So
Mhm.
I don't know.
Mhm.
Again, just
Mhm.
it's a personal opinion to it. Um, uh, cool spot though towards the end of the match. Blais hit the Tyson Kid code blue out of the ropes, and
Mhm.
Dash called it a code blue ultra because he used the ropes to help hit the move. It actually looked
Mhm.
really good for him to pull out his trainer's old finish. It looked really good.
Mhm.
Zoe looked really good in this. Like, she got her ass beat. But when she was
Mhm.
stuff, she was just had just like pure anger about her. But she was kinda playing to the crowd at points.
Kind of. She was blatantly
Yeah, it was
playing to the crowd.
it
They
looked
turned her face in this match, is what
oh,
they did successfully too. And if she runs with it, it'll be successful for her. But she has to keep with it. But they successfully turned her face with this match.
yeah. So the end of this match comes. Zoe reverses a superplex off the top, hits a Z factor. She gets a victory roll for 2, but and then Blais hits a super kick. Uh, she gets a pump kick in the corner twice. Um, the knee to the head is stopped into a spine buster by Blais. Blais hits another spine buster and then gets a tiger like a tiger bomb backbreaker, and then puts her in the gates of salvation. And Zoe taps out. This is probably I think it was the second or third time she ended up putting that submission in this match. And again, there's a lot of great stuff in this match. I personally just felt it went too long, and it lost me like a good way through. The finish was cool, but by the end of it, I was just like, oh, thank God it's done.
Mhm.
And yeah, Micah
I
Richard Blaze is your new LPW Challenge champion.
good. Good.
Mhm.
Okay. Yeah, I can't add a whole ton to this because I echo exactly the same sentiment. It was way too long. There's something to be said about like, yeah, they did a lot of crazy shit, but like you don't have to do every single crazy shit thing that you have in your arsenal in one match. You can reserve some shit. You can gatekeep, I think is a word that the kids are using nowadays. Gatekeep some of that stuff. There's certain things like this was a title match. So I get that there was a lot of above and beyond. And he certainly showed that he knew how to do a backbreaker. He was softening up that back for that submission that entire match. Yeah, I think I stopped counting after 10 backbreakers that he was doing because it was just so much. But yeah, there was a number of parts like you where I was just like, okay, I'm going to check out, I'm gonna stare at the ceiling a little bit, have a conversation with Kat, eat some nachos, like, it was a great match, and as I said, they successfully turned Zoe Sager face in this, if that's was the intention. I sure hope it was, because she was getting the crowd fired up. And at the end, when he had already left with his title and whatever, and she was on her way out, she, thanked the crowd and bowed. Now,
Mm,
that's not something a heel would do, and that's not something she would do up until this point either. She would
mm,
yell at the crowd. She'd, whatever, me, chipmunk. It didn't, that wasn't apparent in this match whatsoever. Looping back to what we had mentioned about thickness. So Zoe had popped out with him for, I think, I can't remember now. Did she pop out with him when he came out? I swear I saw her.
yeah,
Could
she
be
did when
wrong
he
though.
came in for his match. Yeah.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, but he didn't come out with her. And this was a big title match for her. This was her title. Essentially, that's why he was the bodyguard, was to help defend
Mm,
the title. And up until this match, he was the kind of spoiler. He was the Dick Togo in this, where he would run in last second if she was getting her ass beat, and he would make a save.
mm,
Um, you know, Ride or Die didn't have to do that for Michael because he was beating the hell out of her. But it was odd to see that Fick didn't come in to at least help her out
mm,
after she'd gotten beat either. And, one could say based on what happened for the rest of the show, what happened after the main event, that there's a reasonable explanation for that. I still don't think so because it kind of made me question it up until that point. And even then, after that point, it's like there was a lot of time. You still could have come out.
mm.
You still could have come out and helped your girl. So I wonder if we just saw the kind of we've been seeing a lot of makeups and breakups. Did we just see a breakup?
It's possible.
Mm. I guess we'll have to wait and see what happens in the coming time if they put out anything or a promo or anything telling us what's going on with that, or if they're just gonna show up at the next show, sans each other, and just doing their own thing. It's interesting, very interesting.
Yeah, I could see her being kind of pissed for him not being there to help her out.
I know I would be. It's like, dude,
I'm paying you for
you're-
this.
well, I can't say for sure. I'm not her accountant, but maybe she is. And
Well,
you didn't earn your money that night, that's for sure.
mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
We move on. Main events of the evening. I think the match that you and me were coming to the show. This is the match we wanted more than
Yes.
anything on this show. It's
Yes.
Lumberjack Larry was defending the LPW Grand Championship against New Japan Strong and New Japan Star, former NWA Star, the former partner of Thomas Latimer, and one half of the West Coast Wrecking Crew with Jor-El Nelson. It is Royce Isaacs. Yes.
Yay.
If you see the
Yay.
thumbnail of this video, you see the picture of me and Mel with Mr. Royce Isaacs. He was very, very nice to come out after the show, take a picture
Mhm.
with us. It was such a good dude. But this match was so phenomenal. Battle of the bald spots here, because
Mhm.
people are scanning Larry's bald spot, and then Royce is like, "What about mine?" Because he's bald, and he shaves. Because like me, I don't think he has a lot of hair on top, like me and Larry. I don't think he's got the bald spot area. And so he's like, "What mine?" And then everybody's chanting Isaac's bald spot. It was pretty funny. Um, Larry with his nice sparkle plaid gear now, this silver sparkle plaid.
Yes. We were
Yeah.
calling him Larry Sparkle Pants.
Mm. um, Slingshot under the bottom rope at one point by Isaac. That but on
Oh,
it looked like he like almost took Larry's head off with it.
yeah, that was clean under the chin. That looked rough.
And then he gets Larry up on the stage. He's holding him there for a little bit, and then runs towards the ring and just hucks him into the
Ye-
ring over the top. Like
So good.
he didn't do his march around, but it'd be kind of hard, especially with the one space on the one side of the ring. It's very tight.
Yeah, and there was no stairs there either. Not that I thought he would have a problem with the stairs, but like there's
No,
no easy way for I wouldn't trust jumping off of there with a human being in a suplex position. Although that would have been cool to
you.
see.
That would have
How
been pretty.
funny would it be to like touch tips with Larry's foot as he's
That'd
running
actually
by?
be pretty funny. Um, Isaacs gets Larry in the ring at one point and does this, gets him in the gut wrench and does 10 squats
Yeah,
while holding Larry in the gut wrench, and then completes the gut wrench suplex. It was so good.
it was so good. You know what it was better than? push-ups. Sorry, Clark.
Yeah,
You
it
only did
was.
5. This guy did 10 squats with
No,
another
no,
human
he did.
being.
He did 10. He did 10 push-ups.
Did he?
Oh, he did 10. But yeah,
I
he
only
did.
saw 5. Maybe I
No,
wasn't paying attention.
Yeah, he did 10. I remember because he did 10 on top of the 3 people. So he wasn't. So it's not even the worst of the pushes because you're at a higher angle, so it's not as hard. When you get the higher angle, it's not as hard to do a push up.
The squats were really impressive.
They were.
Mhm.
Thought of a chop by Isaacs. Then he goes into the Kojima speed chops.
Yeah.
I loved it. There was a standing Shinrai, the standing sliced bread by Larry, but when he came down, he almost like landed right on his head. It looked like Larry coming down looked like, oh my god, I was scared for Larry.
Protect the bald spot.
The thaw line reversed into a released German by Isaacs. Beautiful, looked beautiful there. Isaacs ends up shoving Fitzy, so Fishy shoves him back, and Larry gets a roll up for 2. Larry versus a tombstone into a pin for 2. Deadlift into a pile driver by Isaacs, and he gets a 2 count. Just like deadlifts him up, like just deadlifts on that, turns it, and just bang, drives him in that pile driver. Looks great. It only gets a 2 out of that. Royce gets a clover leaf on, but Larry fights to the ropes. Larry fights back, hits 3 super kicks in a row, catches them, saw line, and he gets the win. Again, I thought these two did great. I just wish they would have gotten maybe 5 to 10 more minutes of the match before it. Tell you the truth, I think. Yeah.
I wholeheartedly agree. I think that I had such a good time with this match. This was, as you said, exactly why we came to the show, or at least why I came for this show. This, what do I say? You already took so many of the good spots. I just kind of echo the sentiment. I wish this was longer. It felt short, and the ending kind of felt a little kind of
Rushed.
like sudden and out of nowhere, which can be fun when they're played right. I felt that they could have done more to get into that suddenness. I think that 5 or 10 minutes would have made a big difference in this one. Again, I just find it weird that you give the name only half the time that you give the and I thought this was also the higher title, the elevated title,
It is.
considering it's the main. So yeah, I was a little disappointed at the length. I would have loved to see a little bit more, especially because we know Larry can go. I mean, we saw him go with MRB for the to win that title. So yeah, I am hopeful though that they bring him back again, and that we get another match with him that is maybe a little bit longer. And yeah. Otherwise, this was a great, solid show. And you want to know what something I noticed in this one? We didn't boo Stu that much.
I did.
I mean, like, so when I say we didn't boo Stu, like, I mean he didn't do something that was worthy of us booing him for.
Oh,
Besides existing.
I had some choice words for Stu myself, but
really, I didn't see it. I didn't see him do anything
oh
that
no
I
no.
thought was questionable.
When people were chanting at Stu, I had my own pretty mean chant at that point. At one
Well,
point,
that's kind of rude of you. He didn't do anything wrong this show. Fitz is Fitz. Fitz is a legend. Fitz does nothing wrong. Fitz shoved Royce Isaacs. Ben is Ben. Ben is amazing. Ben is legend. Stu did really, really good tonight. Props to Stu.
I'd rather see Matt slaps than Stu.
How much Mats could a Mat slap slaps if a Mat slaps could slaps Mats?
Get ready for that video coming soon with Matt slap. We're gonna have a short coming out in the next little while. We're gonna get something filmed at an RCW show with Matt slaps, with us doing tongue twisters with Matt slaps.
Good times, good times.
And I am not good at tongue twisters.
I don't know how I just did the last one. I can't speed it up, that's for sure. I'll end up sounding like
I'm not good at words. So before we get to the post match, the next show will be LPW 27 Slam Unreal on June 28th right here in Edmonton, Alberta, at the Rec Room South Common. See, I can't even do regular words. And so Thickness came out after his match and challenged Lumberjack Larry, saying he's calling his shot. He's been on a roll. outside of the Allen Angels match, he's on a roll. He wants his shot at the LPW Grand Championship, and Spencer made it official. It is Lumberjack Larry Woods versus Sickness Reid Matthews for the LPW Grand Championship.
See, this is where the part that I was confused because I was like, dude, where were you when Zoe needed help out of the ring? I get that you were gonna challenge, but like you had like what 12, 15 minutes in between the match. You could have come out and helped your girl. That being said, I am all for this. Thickness has been on a roll this year, but so has Larry. I mean, Larry's had his ups and downs. He's kind of been, gotta say it, fucking Larry. There's been some questionable moments, some questionable actions in the last number of months, but he seems to have redeemed himself and is carrying that LPW title forward. But with Thickness, that might be a roadblock that he might have some trouble getting over. I mean, Thickness again, his only loss this year is to Allen Angels, isn't it? In LPW. I mean, Allen Angels, that was a pretty amazing match as well, and he did not give that loss up without a fight. This is going to be phenomenal. It'll be interesting to see if there is still a partnership going on with him and Zoe, sorry, Thickness and Zoe by the time this is kind of going on. If the Rads will come out with Larry. They didn't come out with him on this one, but like they had their own stuff going on earlier. But still, be interesting to see if Thickness is going to join anybody or if he's going to continue to be a lone wolf. I'm interested. I'm excited.
I am too. And Spencer did also mention that for the LPW Challenge Championship, it will be Michael Richard Blais versus TNA's Allen Angels.
Oh, right. That's whose face was in the poster.
Yeah.
Right? Okay.
Yes.
I don't look at his face that closely, so I don't know. I was like, who's this random bald person? In case we hadn't noticed. There's a few of you around.
All right, thank you.
Hey.
You think of me as random bald person number 3, I guess.
Which you can challenge for a championship, apparently. And you'd be over with the crowd at LPW.
If my tab was open, sure.
I mean, yeah. See? We're setting you up, man. Setting you for success.
Oh, well, we've come to the end of another episode of Chop Talk. We'll be back tomorrow with some New Japan talking Best of Super Juniors from May 26th and 28th. Then we're going to be back with Chop Talk after that, talking RCW. Then after that, we'll be back with another New Japan Poodle Wrestle review talking Best of the Super Juniors. The 30th, 31st show, setting up the semifinals. Then we're going to be talking some Stardom. We're having JWU pre-recorded for Friday. We have the semifinals of the Super Juniors to talk about. Then we have the Dominion coming next weekend. We have Dominion. So lots and lots of content coming to you in this next little bit. We might actually, I was thinking we might just combo the Super Junior semifinals with the actual Dominion review. Might just have
I
to
think
do
that would be the best idea. That might be a long show, but man,
yeah.
yikes.
So lots of great content coming to you this week with between New Japan, between Stardom, Chop Talk for all the local independent stuff, and all the other, and then JWU on OLD on Friday. So lots of great content coming up soon. Hit the banners. You can find me on the X at That Canada Guy, TikTok, Instagram, and Threads at That Canada Dude. You can find me on Facebook at Andre Melball Wrestling Talk. You can also find all of our Japanese wrestling content over on SundayNightMainEvent.com in audio form. Go check them out. Hit the RSS feed, and you can get them over there. If you want more content from them, extra from everything else that's over there, go to patreon.com/SNME radio. For only $4 American per month, you can support them. You can also find me on Twitch at twitch.tv/our local establishment. I was just there this morning hanging out with our boy Bobby Munson, doing MLW Battle Riot watch along. That was great, except for the actual end of Battle Riot. I just didn't care for, because it was just
showed up too.
you were in the chat. I was very underwhelmed
Oh,
about.
Ed showed
Oh,
up.
Ed was there. Yeah, he came in partway through. See, that's how tired I am. So you can find all that twitch.tv/our local establishment and youtube.com/@our local establishment. Go over there. We just hit 500 subs there. Go help us climb to 600 subs there. Please go over and give them a fall subscription so you can just support them on YouTube there. And then one more shout out to our boy Mike the Ref over at Back Baker Video, youtube.com/@backbaker video, simulcasting all our stuff. Thank you so very much, sir. You can watch him live on every Wednesday, Saturday, and pay-per-view Sunday doing AEW watch-alongs at twitch.tv/Mike the Ref. Every other day of the week, he's playing video games, so check him out there. If you want replays of his gaming content, go to youtube.com/@backburger_gaming, where you can find content from him, Mr. PJC, Mr. Rick Jules, and their freaking guest,
Kayla J. Kayla J. Kayla J. Kayla J. We love Kayla J here.
Yes, we do.
Mm-hmm.
What I'm wondering, where can they find Miss Melball?
If you're wanting to follow Melball, you can find her on the X thing at Collins Melball. You can find her on everything else: Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, Mastodon, and Blue Sky at Melball Collins. You can also find me, as Andre mentioned, on our local establishment, Japanese Wrestling Update, every Friday at 8 p.m. Mountain Time, unless it's not, and then we'll let you know. If we are seeing a show, which is usually this one, LPW or Top Talent, we will be pre-recording, but otherwise we will be live for your viewing pleasure. What else? If you're wanting to follow, you can also see me on Astro Pizarro's YouTube channel, where we do our show, Ladies Wrestling Showcase. We literally just recorded an episode before recording this episode, which will be coming out hopefully, I believe, on Friday. And while you're at her channel, you can also check out her latest interview with Jasmine Allure. So go check that out. What else? If you're wanting to go to an LPW show, we will leave a link in the description box down below. It is their website, www.lovewrestling.ca, that will have a link to their ticket sales as well as their clandestine wrestling school. So if you want to learn how to be a professional wrestler, or I assume a manager, or I also assume a ref, because they have 3 really solid refs, because Stu was good today, go to there and see what their stuff is all about. Andre. Oh, yes, they're also on Independent Wrestling. If you want to watch LPW, you can go to independentwrestling.tv. How much is the ticket price? Or the viewing price?
I think it's like $10.
There you
And
go.
you get
Canadian.
you get a bunch of different companies. Yeah, it's like $7.99 American, $9.99 Canadian.
So $9.99 Canadian. So, well, 10 Canadian, yeah. Very similar to Wrestle Universe, where you can watch all the Japanese wrestling. Just you can watch, I assume, North American independent wrestling. That sounds like an amazing deal
all
for
around
some
the world.
amazing wrestling.
All
Oh,
around the
even
world.
better. Even better. Andre, my trusted friend and colleague, do you have anything else to say to the beautiful people?
I just want to say thank y'all for showing up here and supporting us. Please like the video. Whether you're on Andre Melball Wrestling Talk or Backbreaker Video, like the video, subscribe to the channel, comment down below. Don't forget us, share us out to your friends, family, and creepy little weirdos who just walk the streets at night. And don't forget to hit that notification bell so you can be alerted every time we drop a new video.
Ding dong.
Don't worry,
I'm gonna be nice.
I saw people
I'm gonna
walking up.
be.
I saw a few people walking on your street at about 4 this morning when I was driving home.
That doesn't surprise me.
Yeah.
That really doesn't surprise me. Some of the surprises I come out to in the morning, I'm just like, what happened? It was a war zone out here, apparently. I live in a safe place. And that being said, I am your Mel. Over there is Dre. We will see you next time. Mwah.